Welcome to Cyber Warfare AWS Cloud Red Team course. In this module, we will discuss about how we can take advantage of AWS IAM to create a persistence or backdoor inside AWS environment or account. So that will help you to access those services in the future. So it will basically help you to create the backdoor inside AWS account. So in this module, we will discuss about how we can create a new access key for a user, and this access key will be used for creating a backdoor inside AWS environment. So you can see here in the diagram, suppose if I compromise user A, which is a critical user or a root user, which have a higher privilege and also which have a criticality for the organizations, so they are continuously monitoring this one. If you compromise this user and you got this user secret as well as access key, you can request for another access key for a user B, which is less critical and which is rarely monitored. So that will help you to creating the backdoor. For a user, you can create up to 2 access key. So suppose you can see here we have a user A and user B. Each user have a single access key. This is the first case. Now what happens if you want to creating a backdoor? You can request for a new access key for user B, so you can use this access key for your future use. So you can see here I requested for access key. I have this user A have enough privilege for a requesting for a new access key for another user, and this request for user B to new access key. So once I requested, it will check my privilege. So I have a privileged or user A have a privilege. It will create a another access key for user B. So you can see here user A have the same access key, but user B have a 2 access key. That will help you. Suppose if one access key is disabled, you have options to another access key for use in the future purpose. So this is how it will in response it will give you the access key of user B. You can use for a future purpose to creating a backdoor. You can also create another user or new user and assign the access key to them. So this is how you can create a persistency using AWS IAM services. So let's I will demonstrate you practically how it's work. Okay, so suppose I already configured my CLI, I compromised a user access key and I configured the CLI. Let me check what user I already compromised. So you can use AWS STS endpoint, get caller identity. So I have this user's access key. Now there is another user, we can say USR user. I want to create access key for another user. So I need this command to creating an access key for another user. Keep in mind that suppose if I'm using if I'm specifying the username is non-priv, which already have a 2 access key. So you can see here it will give us an error occurred. Why? Because one user can only have maximum of 2 access key. You can't create more than 2 access key. So I will created the access key for another user which have only single access key. You can see here it will in the response it will give me a new access key for user USR with privilege of user admin. So you can use, so suppose if you lost a privilege of admin, which is a critical user and maybe it is continuously monitoring by SOC team, so they delete this access key. Still you created the second access key for user and you can use for a future purpose. So how you configure your CLI if you have a multiple access key? So you need AWS and AWS configure, then you have to specify the profile name demo. or you can specify demo1. Now you have to specify the access key ID and secret. This is the secret. Leave it blank, that's it. So your CLI is configured. Now let's request for a STS endpoint to get the information about the access key I configured. So if I'm not specify any profile, it will by default take a default profile and give the key which is belongs to which user. So it's belong to admin user, but if I specify the profile which I recently configured, demo, it will give you the access key for non-privy user. And if I specify demo1, it will give you that key. This key is belongs to a user. So you can also, you know that I created the access key for the users and I configure with this demo1 profile. Now if you request for STS endpoint, you get the information about like this keys belongs to which user. So this is how you can perform the persistency, or we can say backdooring inside AWS environment. There is a lot more way, but this is a way you can misuse the AWS IAM services to creating the backdoor. You can also create a new user and you can assign the access key to them. So this is how you can perform the persistency. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video.